can cost down the ODPs of Kalangot, Arpara. What do you have to say?
The High Court has not quashed the ODPs. First thing you have to realize that the government had withdrawn the planning areas and had definitely had cancelled those ODPs. So it withdrawn the outline development plan. Once an ODP has been withdrawn and the area is no longer under the planning area, there's no question of an executive order directing that the planning should be in accordance with an ODP which is non-existent. So what happens is the planning would have to take place according to the regional plan. So the High Court, while noting that the ODP had been withdrawn for these five villages, held that the executive order cannot give this kind of a power and directed that all the development plans have to be in accordance with the regional plan.
So will this give relief to the villagers over there? Or make it some
See,
problem?
it depends on what people applicants were looking for. There were some who simply wanted to build a house. There were some who wanted to build multiplexes or multi-storied constructions or big group housing projects or perhaps villas or whatever. If your regional plan allowed it, then you would still be within the framework of the law to get the permissions. If the regional plan now does not allow it, then you will not be able to do it. It will affect across the board in respect of everyone, every applicant. So that question is a very difficult one to answer depending on what kind of an application and what would be the zoning which is relevant as per RPG 2021. That is what would have to be seen. Since the ODP is no longer in force, and the High Court specifically has said that you can't fall back on an ODP which you have withdrawn or you have scrapped. Therefore, there's no question of falling for permissions for development on the basis of a non-existent ODP.
In past, we have seen that people are saying because of ODP, the villages have been destroyed. The hills and the mountains of the and the fields of that village, especially in Kandolim and Arpura, have been destroyed. So what do you have to say?
See, development is a continuous process. We must accept that there will be certain changes. But when large scale changes take place, it disturbs not only ecology and environment, but entire demography of the place. And therefore, such large scale changes definitely upsets and angers the local population. You end up having an influx of people in your village and you becoming virtually a non-entity. This is across the board, not just in Goa or in India, but everywhere across the world. This is what happens, and therefore, fast track pace of development definitely will destroy any place and change its character. Goa is very small. Goa is beautiful, and Goa is unique. We cannot allow this kind of destruction to take place. And therefore, I think the people's apprehensions sometimes are not wrong, not far fetched. I think sometimes they have a reasonable apprehension on the basis of which they make these strong objections or they raise their concerns.
So this order will it protect the people's say or the villages? You think?
As of now, it is quite apparent that the regional plan did not allow a fast track development and which the ODP would have allowed. And therefore, I think it has put a pause for the time being until perhaps the regional plan is revised once again. Until that, because according to me, the sunset period of the regional plan, 2021 it was. We are in 2025. So when a new regional plan comes, then we will come to know where fresh areas are being allowed to be developed or the FARs being increased because by change of zones, because C1, C2, C3 like that, things go up. And then according of settlement 1, S1, S2, S3. So depending on how the classification moves or a classification is reclassified, then the scope of zoning changes and therefore the development also can change. But that would happen on the regional level. Unless, of course, the government starts the entire process of making a new ODP.
So as of now, till new regional plan comes, the villages have been protected. You have to say.
I can't say, but I would say that it is not fast track to destruction.